Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is the Zombie Mod Mix. I've gathered together a few really interesting zombie mods that I thought you'd like in this spoopy season, so stick around. Let's start off with Zombie Decay. This is a very simple mod that, when left by itself with its default settings, will convert your zombies slowly over time to skeletons. Not skeletons with bows, mind you. They will have nothing in their hands, so they'll still attack you just like a regular zombie would. They may even have a little bit reduced health and armor once their flesh has fallen from their bones. This is just a little fast forward of what it looks like. Now, if you leave it on the default settings, your zombies will turn into skeletons the same night that they are made. I recommend increasing the setting from 100 to 1000 so that they can last perhaps another night. But either way, it's just a nice mod. It does not work very well with most of the other mods because it does create its own zombie version. So let's jump into the rest of these mods that I have lined up so that you can see a little bit more of what there is in store. Alright, this next mod is Till Zombies Tear Us Apart. It's a great name. And it takes these mob groups that you see before you, zombies, spiders, piglins, and of course, pillagers, and makes it so that they will chase you, well, a lot faster than they normally would. You want to make sure that your food bar is up and running, because if you don't, they will catch you. They run as fast as you do now, so you're going to want to be aware of that. Now, there's more to this mod than just what you see here. That is that when it's nighttime and you decide, well, I'm just going to take a nice little snooze, you get that nasty blindness effect when you start waking up that lasts for just a second or two, and then your hunger bar is completely empty, but not to where you notice you're not taking any damage, right? Well, that's because it's kind of a faux hunger bar. If you take any damage at all, it will actually show you how much you have, but now you cannot run, because you ended up sleeping, and it kind of didn't really revive you as much. It took all the hunger out of you, so you're going to want to try and stay awake as long as possible. It gives you the option of resetting your spawn point, but hey, it makes the mod a lot more dangerous when you can't run and they can keep up with you just as fast. This next mod is simply called More Zombie Villagers. It gives a chance that zombie villagers will actually spawn in the world, which makes a lot more sense to me. It starts off with a 10% chance, and I've currently increased that in the config settings to 50% just so that you can see some of this. I'll do a little fly around as I go just so you can see a little bit of the spawns as they're coming in, but it's a really nice touch. I like it. It also makes the option for villagers to be a little bit more accessible should they not be in the villages anymore. This next mod is called Zombienation. It's probably one of the better ones in my opinion for a really good overhaul of zombies. It takes your vanilla zombies and adds a bunch more. These ones are part of the Zombienation. They are a bunch of them. Well, there's a whole lot of them. There's 5 basic ones that just kind of give you different sounds and looks upon them. Each one has their own different style, which I really enjoy this quite a bit. And then there's 5 special ones that have been added in, including the Hazmat Zombie, which is immune to splash potions. You've got your Lumberjack Zombie, which is extra slow, but hits extra hard and is only found in cold biomes. Your Chesthead Zombie, which I will have to demonstrate this a bit, but if you add in the configs special loot, then it will drop the loot that's in the config. But otherwise, by default, it doesn't drop anything other than regular zombie stuff. So if I bring one here and I chop it, in this case, I picked up a little bit of blaze powder. Now I customized this so that it would have a chance of dropping one of multitude of items that might be used in the making of something a little extra special, because that part of the mod is yet to come. But anyway, let's continue on. There's also the Miner Zombie, which will by default drop his pick and his helmet. And of course the Warrior one, which comes with a sharpness sword. And yeah, I tell you what, these last 2 here hit really hard. You really got to watch yourself with them. And on top of that, we've got bears. We've got zombears, or zombie bears, and your regular grizzly brown bears, which are actually friendly. They're neutral to you, so don't hurt them, because they will actually help kill all of these other zombies that are out there. Now the zombie bear, on the other hand, will not, and it's possible that this bear could be zombified if it ends up taking enough hits and gets killed by the zombies in the world, which is entirely possible, but rather unlikely. So if you have a good bunch of brown bears nearby, it's not a bad idea, because the zombie bears are much easier to deal with, especially if you notice the heart count in the bottom right. This one's 30, that one's probably only around 20, so it's a lot easier to deal with. Plus, this guy can just act as a general guard around your base area. Now, the main core of this mod has not been revealed yet to you in this video. Allow me to demonstrate that there is actually a virus. If I'm in survival mode and I start getting attacked by these guys, there's a chance that I will end up contracting the zombie virus. And I now have it. Oh no! Well, it doesn't mean that you're gonna die. It does mean that you're going to have weakness, hunger, nausea, and you're gonna have this little zombie virus on here. And some of that might go away. The nausea will come and go. I made it so that it's not going to like fluctuate on the screen so that people can see things a little bit easier. It's just going to be a green haze on there. But it's not going to make things easy. And within 3 Minecraft days, you will likely succumb to it, die, and and your corpse will spawn a zombie. As you can see, I've got the nausea effect going on right now. So you'll have to cure that. In order to do it, you're going to have to get into your little scientist's outfit, because that's pretty much where it lies. You're going to need to make yourself a weakness potion, which is made from a fermented spider eye in a water bottle if you're not already familiar with it. Toss in a golden apple, and there you go, you get anti-zombine potion, which is going to be used to cure your illness. It will take away that, and your other items will disappear as soon as those wear out. Possible that, you know, like the nausea effect might stay on 0. A relog usually fixes things like that, but it goes away and you can then replenish your health as normal. Just be aware that, of course, as the night comes down, you're going to get a lot more of these spawns, so you got to be very cautious about fighting zombies. And that is why I actually changed the configs of the chest head zombie, which is recently added, to actually drop some items that might be in the making of the anti-zombine potion, because if you look at this, it doesn't have JEI support for it. You just have to make the assumption, like you would in Minecraft, vanilla Minecraft, where a weakness potion plus the golden apple would work. I made it so that it would drop a gold block, or it would drop blaze powder, or it would drop spider eyes, which I thought would be pretty appropriate for trying to make yourself one of these potions. As well as a blaze rod, because that way you don't even need to go into the nether. But hey, I really like this mod a lot, and I think it's excellent for any kind of zombie invasion. Now, if you add in other zombies to some kind of mod pack, they will not inherit the zombie infection, but you can just assume that they might be of a different strain of zombies, and maybe those ones aren't contagious, and you just have to watch out for these ones. This last mod is simply called More Zombs, but it's a lot more than that. It adds in a series of Left 4 Dead inspired mobs, as well as a boss, and not an easy one. To start with, we've got the Decayed zombie. When this guy dies, he has a chance of dropping his head and arms on the ground, and then they can start attacking you when the body dies. This one here is called Mutated. It's bigger, stronger, and faster than the other zombies. Not necessarily healthier, though. This guy here is called the Bloated, and when you kill him, he blows up in a pretty good size radius. It doesn't destroy any blocks, though, just injures you and any nearby mobs. And this one here is simply called Infected. They will spit things at you from probably about a dozen or so blocks away, and create pools of acid that will poison you. Not exactly a pleasant experience. Just to give some examples of how these mobs function, let's go into survival and give it a try. Now, I've enchanted this axe with smite, and as you can see, the head dropped on killing that Decayed, which it then can jump around like a slime and attack. This is Bloated. When you get too close, he just hurts you. But if you hurt him too much, he'll take some serious hurt. And you can see I got blindness and nausea from that one. A very effective one, and one to be aware of. You'll want to shoot him from range. This guy here, well, he kind of counters that whole ranged argument, provided that it's not too far away. But yeah, he spits at you and tries to kill you from a good distance. And the mutated here simply is just a big armed brute that will do a lot of damage if he gets to you, but he also runs a bit faster than the other zombies by default, so you gotta be careful. Now let's not forget about this charming fellow up here. This is Restrained. It is the boss that has a chance of spawning somewhere in the world out there, so you gotta really watch yourself. It doesn't really do much, it just kind of walks around slowly, and it has a withering aura. So if I were to approach this Restrained and get a little too close, you see all these purple particles nearby, I pretty much start taking wither damage. As you can see here, I get wither 2, and it can make things very difficult because it just walks around, and as it takes damage, it spawns random zombies, meaning it could be vanilla, could be any number of these ones that you see here, as it lowers and lowers in its health. Now, why would you even want to consider facing one of these things? Well, one, it could just walk up into your base, and you really don't want that nearby, withering and killing all of your critters or other things like that. But the other thing is in enchantments. When killed, it should drop any number of withering hearts. These can be used to make withering aura enchantments. You can then put that on any piece of armor, and it goes up to level 3. Now, each increased level of Withering Aura does not change how effective it is. You will still give the Withering Aura at its maximum capacity. It's the distance that you give it off. In this case, I've got Withering Aura 3, which is the maximum level. That will allow me to have a 3-block radius from wherever I go that it will affect mobs. But it should affect most other mobs, and it can in fact also affect friendlies. So you got to be careful if you have your pet wolf nearby or your friendly pet pig. But hey, you know what? If you have this aura, it should affect these guys just fine. You just got to be careful that, you don't blow yourself up in the process. So there you have it. 5 really interesting zombie-focused mods that I thought was really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe. Don't be afraid to click the notification bell, and come visit us on Twitch. So until next time, folks, I'll see ya.